I grew up in rural North Texas, where the land stretched on for miles, and the silence was as common as the sun setting over the endless fields. My best friend lived on a sprawling cow farm, isolated from the rest of the world, surrounded by miles of empty land, dense woods, and the occasional sound of a lone coyote's howl. Weekends meant campfires, guitars, and joints, the kind of moments that seemed to echo endlessly under the vast Texas sky. But one evening, everything changed. It started with a story from my friend. He mentioned casually a house out there, somewhere on the back roads, abandoned, isolated, frozen in time. He'd seen it a few times while driving, and every time something about it unsettled him. He wasn't sure why, but he never had the courage to check it out, especially not at night. That was all it took. The moment he said it, no one dared speak up, so we piled into the car without a second thought, like a group of kids daring each other into something they didn't fully understand. The night air was sharper than usual, an eerie coolness that seemed to crawl beneath the skin. We cranked the classic rock, letting the sound fill the car as we drove deeper into the darkness. But the deeper we went, the thicker the trees got, and the more uneasy I began to feel. We passed up a dried-up stream, the land carved by erosion, the earth itself seeming to collapse under its own weight. Then came the first sign that something was wrong. Then the road narrowed, fading into a dirt path overrun by years of neglect. There were no signs of life, nothing. No lights, no houses, just endless emptiness stretching on and on. The radio crackled and fell silent, and in that moment, the air outside grew impossibly still, like everything was holding its breath. And that's when it happened. I glanced out the window, and something shifted. At first, I thought I was seeing things, until I wasn't. The world outside the car, it was in black and white, everything. The trees, the fields, the sky, faded into shades of gray. I couldn't explain it. I froze, and in a hushed voice I whispered, "Guys, everything's black and white." They looked out, and one by one they saw it too. That's when the unease hit us all at once. The world felt wrong, like we were caught into some glitch in the reality. I couldn't help but wonder, are we dead? But no one answered. We finally reached the house, ancient, tilted, and surrounded by an oppressive darkness that seemed to swallow any light near it. The front porch sagged beneath the weight of time, and the windows above the door were lined with rusted iron railings. It was the kind of place that made your heart race, just standing in its shadow. But the moment we stepped out of the car, things got worse. The yard was littered with strange, freshly dug holes, but it wasn't the holes that got to me. It was what was inside. Crumpled pieces of paper, drawings, stick figures twisted into unnatural, grotesque positions, some upside down, others contorted into shapes that shouldn't be possible, and all of them screaming. The air around us felt thick, heavier. We approached the nearby silo, trying to shake off the mounting dread. Inside was nothing but polished metal, stale air, and the faintest, most unsettling sound. Like crying, but not quite. It wasn't the wind, though. That's when we saw the door to the house, hanging by a single hinge. The screen door was torn to shreds. We entered, splitting into small groups, hoping to find some explanation for what we were feeling. But the house was empty, silent, cold, untouched by time, but somehow not abandoned. The moment my friend volunteered to sit blindfolded in the living room for 30 seconds, I knew things were about to go south, but nothing could prepare us for what happened next. The smell hit us first, a rancid, putrid odor, so overpowering it felt like it was suffocating us. We rushed outside, and that's when we saw it. Beneath the pedals of the car, wedged into the floor, was a dead cat. Fur scattered across the seats, the stench of death filling the air. Panicked, we honked the horn, flashed the headlights, but there was no response. We had to go in after him. When we found him in the living room, he was huddled against the wall, pale and shaking. His wide, terrified eyes met mine, and with a quiver in his voice, he whispered only one word: "Run." I turned behind us. The flashlight flickered, casting shadows against the walls, and there, in vivid red, were our names written on the wall. Our names. The drive back was a blur, terror clouding my every thought. Later that summer, one of my friends, still haunted by that night, returned to the house. He set it on fire. But even now, sometimes, when the wind is just right, I swear I hear it. The faint sound of something or someone calling from the dark. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like. It really helps support the channel. Have you experienced something similar, or do you have your own story to share? Drop a comment below, and if you're interested, I may narrate it in a future video. If you're not subscribed yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss another upload. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, take care.